said that Christ was a black man. Right. So what color was his sisters?
Black.
So was his mama?
Black.
What about his dad?
Black.
Uncle? Granddaddy?
All black.
All black. So it's saying if Christ, that's why they hid this from our people. Because you start drawing the lines. It's like, well, Christ is not a white man, he's a black man. Well, it said Christ is a Jew. Then what color are the Jews? We have to admit the sin that we are in. We have to admit what we have done wrong. How you doing, brother? What's your name?
Lazarus.
Lazarus, that's a cold name right there. All praises. What we're doing out here, man, we're teaching our people who they are according to the Bible. That the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the true Jews of the Bible. That's right. Are the Israelites. You ever heard anything like that before?
Yeah.
Okay, where you heard it from?
Internet.
That's perfect. That's where we heard it from too, when we came in years ago. But have you ever looked into it?
Not much.
How do you feel about the Bible?
I believe it.
Okay. You would say that you're a Christian?
I follow Jesus.
Okay, fair enough. So you're a true Christian. You say you're not part of Christianity, but you follow Jesus as a Christian.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, some of the things that we're taught inside this church and society, right? Like Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day. Do you celebrate those things?
In what regard?
In general.
Christmas, but I don't really celebrate no other holiday.
Okay. Do you think that Christmas is in the Bible?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Get Jeremiah chapter 10, right? Notice, are you familiar with like the history of the Bible?
Somewhat.
So do you know when Jeremiah lived in history? Was he before or after Christ?
Off the top, I just want to say after.
Okay. He was before Christ. He was around 500 years before Christ. So let's see what Jeremiah is about to command the children of Israel. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
So he's talking to Israel.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen.
He said, do not learn this way that the heathen do.
Right.
Heathen is somebody who is not a part of the 12 tribes of Israel. God will call them either heathens or Gentiles. Read.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
He said, don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven. Don't look up at the stars and start making gods out of the zodiac signs.
Right.
Astrology. Just because the stars are in the shape of a dog don't mean your day going to be good today.
Bring it out.
God said don't do that. Why?
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
That's what these other nations do. That's what the so-called white man and the Africans and all these other nations do. We don't do that. That's not our custom. Read.
For the customs of the people are vain.
It said vain. They're vain. They don't have no worth. You're not going to get some money today because they made a figure 8 in the sky. Read.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Now he's going to name another custom that we should not learn that the heathen do. He said one thing they do is they get a tree and they cut it out the forest. Read.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold.
And they get the tree and they put silver and gold on the tree. Read.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not.
And then they stick the tree straight up, fasten it with nails and hammers so it don't move. What does that sound like? You get a tree. When you get a tree, you decorate it, and then you stand.
Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas. Yeah. But God said, don't learn that, right?
Right.
Remember, this is before Christ was even born. Showing you that Christmas was something that people did way before Christ would even hit the scene.
That's right.
That's why people say Christmas is pagan, because people were already doing it before Christ even lived. This is 500 years before Jesus. That's why we should not do Christmas, because the Bible doesn't say Jesus was born on December 25th.
Right.
So what does that come from? Paganism. Paganism. What does Jesus Christ look like? Read out. Does he look like this? This guy? Why you say no?
Because of where he was from.
Okay.
According to the Bible.
Does the Bible describe what he looks like?
I've seen it.
Okay, let's get it. Read.
Revelation Genesis chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
So was this man's head and hairs white like wool? This one? So that's strike one, right? Read.
As white as snow. And his eyes was a flame of fire.
It said Jesus Christ's eyes were like a flame of fire. It's not saying that he had like red eyes like Cyclops. There was a prophecy about Jesus. You got that in Genesis 49? There's a prophecy that Moses gave about Jesus, talking about what his eyes would look like. Read that.
Genesis chapter 49 and verse 12. His eyes shall be red with wine.
It said his eyes, the whites of his eyes will be red with wine, because Christ drank wine. He wasn't a drunkard, because getting drunk is a sin.
Right.
It's not a sin to drink, it's a sin to get drunk.
Right.
What was Christ's first miracle?
I'm not sure.
Turning water to
Wine.
You think they drank the wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, they drank it. Christ drank it, the people drank it. Read.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass.
Now we're getting to his skin color. It said that his feet, because he could see the top of his feet, were like fine brass. What color is brass? Like goldish brown, right?
Yeah.
Let's see if Christ was just a goldish brown man. Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
If you burn anything, what color does it turn?
Black.
Black. So it's saying that Christ was a very dark-skinned man. He was a lot darker than me.
Right.
So that's a more accurate depiction of what Christ looked like. Not saying that he looked exactly like this. This is what you would call like when the police give a description of somebody and describe him. That's something like what he might look like. But we don't know how big his nose was, what his lips looked like, his eyes. But this is just like a description of it. So where did this come from?
Colonialism.
Yeah, colonialism, right? So Christ was what race?
Ethnic.
Well, he was like the king of the who? The Jews, right? He was a Jew, right?
Right.
So it said that Christ was a black man.
Right.
So what color was his sisters?
Black.
So was his mama?
Black.
What about his dad?
Black.
Uncle? Granddaddy?
All black.
All black. So it's saying if Christ, that's why they hid this from our people. Because you start drawing the lines. It's like, well, Christ is not a white man, he's a black man. Well, it said Christ is a Jew. Then what color are the Jews?
Black.
Black, right? But is that what they display today? Who's in Israel fighting right now? Is it black guys? No, it's who?
White.
White people, and they claim to be what? Jews. But see, they don't want you to draw that line. Our people never think about that.
Right.
They say, yeah, I know Jesus is black. It's like, okay. Well, he was a Jew, right? It's like, yeah. What color are the Jews? Black. Then who are the people over there? Let's see if the Bible describes who's over there.
Revelation.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
My familia is the 12.
Chapter 2 and verse 9.
Bring it up.
I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
He said he knows the true Jews' works, tribulation, and poverty. Because our people go through tons of tribulation. We've gone through slavery. We go through a ton of tribulation now in this day. And our people are impoverished. We are poor. But what?
But thou art rich.
He said, but we are rich. Why? Because the Bible was given to us. Because we are God's chosen people. So we are rich. Read.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
He said a blasphemy is a despicable, abominable lie. He said he knows the blasphemy of what?
I would say they know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, excuse me, and are not.
He said there's people saying that they are Jews, but they are not the Jews. There's a people going around on the earth today saying that they're Jews or Jewish, but they are not. Because the Bible describes all the Israelites and the Jews as black. Get Jeremiah 14 and verse 2. Let's see if the Bible, because people say color's not in the Bible. We don't know what nobody look like. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Let's read a bunch of verses of the people describing what they look like. Read.
Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourneth.
It said Judah mourneth. The tribe of Judah. That's where the word Jew comes from. There's 12 tribes of Israel, and one of the tribes was the tribe of Judah. If you come from that tribe, you are called a Jew. So it said Judah mourneth, meaning they're sad. Read.
And the gates thereof languish.
The gates to the city is the protection, but it said the protection of it languish, meaning the leadership is bad. Read. Because our people have no leaders. Who are the leaders of the black community? Comedians, athletes. But you look at the other nations, they have politicians, moguls, scientists. Our people don't have that same leadership. Instead, we set up the ones who are made to entertain the oppressor as our leaders. Read.
They are black.
What color are they?
They are black unto the ground.
They are the same shades of the color of the ground. The deeper in the dirt you go, the darker it gets. Let's get King Solomon, Jesus Christ's great-great-grandfather. Let's see how he described himself. Read.
Song of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 5. I am black, but comely.
He said, I am black but comely. I am black and beautiful. That's where we get the term from. Our forefathers knew that. But we didn't know that today. But that's what our forefathers got that from. It's King Solomon. What else you got? You got Job?
Job, chapter 30 and verse 30.
You ever heard of the story of Job?
That's the one that the devil said God, he only obeyed God because he has all these things.
Right.
Right.
He's the one that said this. Job obeyed God for naught. And God let him torment Job to see if he will betray him.
That's right.
Read.
My skin is black upon me.
What did Job say he looked like?
My skin is black upon me.
So all these prophets in the Bible are describing themselves as black. But the word will teach you that there's no color in the Bible, or it don't matter. But why did they say it don't matter when they were giving this to us in slavery?
Bring it out.
Why didn't they say it didn't matter then? Because this was a tool used to oppress us. That's why you can have over 1,000 slaves on a plantation, but 3 white men, and no one does anything because they say that's God. We can't touch God. That's the same people that God that come from the same people as God. That's why they gave that to us. Said, but now when the truth comes out that he's black, they say, oh, it don't matter. So what they're saying is he either white or it don't matter. But he can't be looking like y'all niggas.
Right.
That's why you see Vladimir Putin open up the vaults and everybody losing their doggone mind. Because like, what? It was like this the whole time? Yes, absolutely. What you got?
Lamentation. Lamentation chapter 4 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Their visage is blacker than a coal.
It said their visage, meaning their face, is blacker than a coal. Our people are very dark skinned, especially back then.
That's right.
Get Matthew 24. Let's see what Christ warned us about. What does it mean when something in the Bible is written in red?
Jesus' words.
Okay, so we're going to get what Jesus said, and then we're going to see what Jesus requires of you. Read.
Matthew chapter 24 and verse 4. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
There's going to be many false Christs coming in his name, saying that I am Christ. This is a real man named Caesar Borgia. He was the son of a pope. And Leonardo da Vinci is the one who depicted him as Jesus.
That's right.
This is a real man in history. This is not the Son of God. Get verse 24.
Verse 24. For there shall arise false Christ.
Said there's going to arise false Christ in the last day. How can you know what a false Christ is if you don't know what the real one looked like?
Right.
Otherwise, Bozo the Clown can come from the sky and say he's Jesus. People are like, well, I guess.
Right.
Read.
And false prophets.
And there's going to be false prophets teaching that false Christ. These churches that have been set up that teach this image, the ones that's inside the same church's stained glass windows, when they give you the Bibles and in the first page is this man with a lamb? What?
And false prophets.
They're false prophets.
And shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect.
They said they're going to show great signs and wonders. That's why you see them show up in the movies. That's why you see them go inside these churches and say they're doing miracles in this false image's name. If they can really heal people, why don't they go to the first floor of a hospital and heal everybody?
That's right.
Because it's fake. It's not real.
That's right.
What, does the power only work inside the square footage of the church? When God said he dwelled in temples not made with hands?
That's right.
That's right.
It's showing you that it's a scam to scam our people. That's why they constantly go to the churches giving them their money. That's all it is. Church is a business.
Right.
And it's a very successful business. You see it. All people hooping and hollering, rolling on the floor, giving their money. And the Bible don't say nothing about that. The Bible doesn't say anything about that.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ, bless Bishop Nathaniel here. Hey, March 2025, we're going to have a Land Blitz fundraiser. So what I need you all to do is hit the QR code, whatever that thing is right there, fill it out on all our social media platforms, because we blitzing. We need this land. We got to get this fundraiser done, Israel. I'm trusting you. Get it done.
Cap, what's a Land Blitz fundraiser? Exactly what it is. We blitzing for the land. One day, with a large goal, we're gonna raise the funds for the land. That's my goal, that's my mission, and we're gonna make it happen. And I need your help to get it done. There's a link on the Bishop's Instagram and all of our social medias. Click on that link and fill it out. What you're going to do is, you're going to estimate what amount of donation you can make on this one day. On that day, you can also make random donations. But those of you that are watching this video now, we want to get an estimate of how hard we're going to have to go when we blitz. There will also be an in-house event. Y'all remember the Journey to Freedom? This is going to be bigger and better, live from Atlanta. You better get your tickets now, because probably after this announcement, it's going to be sold out. Only 400 tickets. But guess what? All the funds are going to the land. So get it now. Get it now.
What is the nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.